I don't think there are any. I don't know, what are the cons of me being an influencer or like just being on social media?
Being on social media, because that is a big. I don't know. She got like 100,000 plus followers or something like that.
Yeah.
And I be on her live sometimes, and they be saying some crazy stuff, and she just don't like. She just act like she don't see it, and I'm just like, I mean, what to say? Like, Egypt, did you just see what he said? Block him.
I do. My block thumb is extremely strong. If I see anything negative, I just block it out, and I'm just like, oh, y'all, oh, you're sad. Like, it's like I said, it plays on them. So if somebody has something negative, it's the difference between constructive criticism and talking down on someone and just offering up a negative opinion because you may have grown up a certain way and you may have this baggage, or it's a personal problem. Like, I hear you and I can decide if I want to filter it or receive it and apply it to my life, or I can just block it out and say, okay.
Yeah. She's mastered that because, sometimes I'll be ready to fight. So I'll be ready to fight.
All right, gangster.
How do you keep yourself? All right, hey y'all, welcome to another episode of In Real Life, and today I have this beauty right here. This is Egypt. Egypt, we met 2 years ago when I first moved here, actually, and we worked at the same place. So I was like, oh, who's that cute girl over there? I'm so shallow because I see cute people and I'll be like, that's gonna be my friend.
Oh my god.
So that's basically what happened. We worked at the same gym. And a lot of people don't know that like I coach gymnastics, but not like real gymnastics. I teach like the babies because I love them so much. But she actually was a cheerleader, gymnast for real. So she teaches like actual gymnastics. But today I want to talk to her about her life.
My life.
Your life.
Okay.
Egypt is an influencer. She's an actor. She's an entrepreneur. She does a lot of stuff. And being a millennial, I know knowing her with like her faith and just like everything that she does, she's a good influencer. We have a lot of influencers out in social media, but she's like is always happy, always has great spirits. So I wanted to interview you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm for real. When you hit me up, you were like, hey, I want to interview. I was like, of course. Sure, I would love to be.
So let's just get into it then. How did you get the idea of becoming an influencer? Like, how did that come about?
Well, with my cheer background, I would say it started a long time ago before social media and stuff like that. So I kind of just fell into it. I've been cheering since the 7th grade, and I've always been in a leadership position. So I was always deemed as captain, like literally on every team that I've been on. So I think it was something about my character that influenced people and that helped people, and I was just like always a natural teacher. So I didn't wake up one day and was like, oh, I'm gonna start doing this. It's just who I am naturally. I've always been like what I do today, I've been doing since I was a child. So I've been teaching people how to tumble since elementary school. That's crazy. I know.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I've been teaching people how to do backflips. That's what I used to call it. A long time ago, since elementary school. Yeah.
How does that translate into acting? Because like me, she's from Alabama. Yeah. Birmingham. She a few hours away from here. So she moved here to pursue career in the arts, and I know that acting is something that she has a passion about. So how does that and influencing kind of like go together for you?
Well, acting is living the part. So when you are focused on becoming the best version of yourself, you kind of, well, I'm already a creative, and I feel like most people who are into sports, they have some sort of creativity and strategy and things of that sort. So I kind of fell into it because I want to say my dad, he's a acapella gospel singer. So it was music first. So
Okay.
you know I sing.
Mm-hmm.
I won't even realize it. And I'm
She just be singing.
just singing. And I first like, I was just singing. Oh, I sure was. I didn't even realize it, but I would just sing out of the blue. But it started with that, and I used to like make movies, and you know, when you're kids and you play house, you the mama, you the daddy, I'm the teacher or whatever. I used to write little movies when I was younger with my cousins. I come from a big family, girl, like a really big family. Like my mom has 10 brothers and sisters. I feel like my dad has like maybe 10 or 11. So I have a lot of cousins. So yeah, I think influencing and being an actor in this day and age is very important because you have the opportunity to put yourself out there and be creative and whatever visions you have in your head, you can put it on the internet and people can watch it, just like you were doing your podcast. And you know, a lot of people probably didn't have these same opportunities a long time ago because, you know, social media wasn't, you know,
It wasn't popular.
Yeah, it wasn't as popular a while back. So I think, I don't know, does that answer the question?
Yeah, when did you, I'm gonna add another question here. When did you realize like, oh, I'm really like influencing people now? Like when was that moment? You was like, oh, this is a thing. Like people.
A long time ago.
Oh, okay.
My little cousins. To this day, they follow me around. They follow in my footsteps. So I've always felt like I had to be a positive influence on my little cousins. Like I have a cousin here now. She was an athlete. She, I'm not gonna say maybe. I feel like I influenced her and encouraged her, and I was always there for her. Like I would go to her games when she was in high school, and when she was in college, I would drive to come see her play. And now she's, I feel like she's following in my footsteps as a fitness trainer and a singer, because a lot of people in my family can sing. And yeah, so I feel like it started a long time ago. Like my nephew, I have a nephew, he can tumble and do everything. He can sing. Just, I feel like everybody that is younger than me,
whole family just out here flipping.
Pretty much, I taught all my cousins how to tumble. So yeah.
So just to be clear, her influence is she teaches and trains people in flexibility. So me being a dancer, I've actually helped her on some of her. She does these challenges like every month. Right?
Yeah, every month.
And every month she does like this 10-day flexibility challenge, and woo, let me tell you, she asked me one day out the blue, like, hey, I'm going out of town, can you sub for me? And I was like, girl.
And she did a great job, y'all. Like, so good. She might have did too good because people were sweating. She worked them out. Look, she worked them girls out.
30 minutes goes by so fast because she does 30 minutes each day. And I had to bring out my teaching skills because I hadn't taught in a while. So I was like, ooh, it's been a minute. But it's kind of like riding a bike, you know, once you do it, you know, just kind of know how to do it.
You did a great job.
So, thank you.
I appreciate it.
What is the goal for you out of being an influencer?
The goal is to encourage people to be more authentic and be their own body goals, and you know, just recover from aches and pains. So I just want to share my story because of the injuries that I've endured.
Let's get into those because I don't know all of those for real.
So I tore my lateral collateral ligament.
Wow.
My meniscus, and honestly I have no clue what I messed up in my shoulder, but it was a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if you can see my scars, like they went in here, and in the back. But it wasn't my rotator cuff. It was a whole bunch of stuff because my arm was literally just, if I got too relaxed, it would slide out of place. And the last straw was when I was putting on a t-shirt and my arm dislocated like upward, like it was stuck like above my head. And I was screaming in my bedroom. I was at my parents' house at the time because I was still in college, but I was home for like a weekend or something like that. And my dad thought I was just in there like joking. And my mom pulls in the garage. And she hears me screaming. She runs up the stairs. She's like, Steve, you didn't hear this girl in here screaming? I thought she was in there acting or something. I didn't think nothing was wrong with her or whatever. And my arm was stuck in, it was stuck in place. And my mom was like, just relax. And she helped me bring my arm down and it went back in place. But I had to get surgery a few days like after that because I couldn't deal with it no more. I would fall asleep. I wake up in the middle of the night, arm out of place. I couldn't throw a ball. I couldn't do anything. It was just slide out of place. Everything was torn. Everything was just messed
And that
up.
was from cheering?
Yes, I was doing a standing full, and I landed it, and I fell a little short, put my hands down, dislocated my shoulder. And
so you didn't even know really at first. Like, was it a major injury where you was like, oh my God, or it was kind of just like boom and that was it?
No, it actually I went to the hospital when that happened. It's so crazy because one of my cousins, he had just gotten home. One of my big cousins, and he could tumble too. I took him to a cheerleading gym for the first time. He was a backyard tumbler. He had a younger brother that did cheer in college at A&M, I believe. And he just never got into it. Guys in cheerleading, they, especially in our community, they didn't see it as like a sport or anything, but he could tumble.
Definitely a sport.
I took him to the cheerleading gym at Ace Birmingham. We went to the gym. We pretty much had the whole gym to ourselves. Like, we were just playing around. He thought it was so cool, and I did my standing full. Dislocated my shoulder. My shoulder would not go back in place. It was stuck. I had to go to the emergency room, and they had to put me to sleep in order to put my shoulder back in place because they didn't want to tear anything. And then I did physical therapy for a while. But they told me, they said, if you dislocate it again, you're going to have some real issues. Of course, I went back to school, went back to college. And I was doing this stunt with this guy, and I was supposed to go to his shoulders. We were doing like this weird, it was a new stunt, and I was trying to teach him how to stunt. I said, go on 3. 1, 2, dip 3, right?
He didn't do that.
He didn't do that. He did not dip. I went down, he went up, dislocated my shoulder. After that, it was a bad show after that.
So after that, did you stop?
Did I stop with?
Was you like, okay, no more tumbling for a while?
Oh no, I got over that. Went to an athletic trainer, so I went back some. I went back in this story. Now we can speed back up to when I was in my parents' house. Okay. This was after the 2 times I dislocated it. So it was the first time, and then at cheerleading practice, and now I was having issues of it sliding out of place. And then the last straw was when I was putting on my shirt, and it came out of place again.
Yikes. That just sounds like the only injuries I have had, my knee from point, and I feel like I had a shoulder instance, but it wasn't anything major. Like, it was like my knee still sometimes aches, and I'm like, oh God. My hip, that happened when I moved out here though.
Really?
Yeah, I was in this stretch and flexibility class, and a lot of people don't understand the body. So they like try to overstretch me, and my hips don't. I'm a dancer, but my hips don't go nowhere. Like, I literally had to work hard to be flexible. That was not something in the cards for me. So I kind of taught myself through, college and learning my body and all of that. But there's only so much space my hips can open up to, and they overdid it, and so I tore something, and I was like, that is horrible. So I was aching for months after that.
See, that's why that goes back to why I do what I do, because the injuries that I've experienced, the doctors will say, oh, you probably won't be able to cheer or do some of the skills that you used to. When I dislocated my shoulder, they said, you're probably not going to get your full range of motion back. But I was like, you don't know my God, because he said I could do whatever I put my mind to. Okay, and I did just that. So I took physical therapy. Like if I could go back to school, I'd probably be a physical therapist. But you know, art kind of outweighed my passion for, you know, school. Even though I did get my degree in broadcast journalism, so it is an arts and humanities degree. But I took physical therapy really serious, and I learned a lot. And I just, from learning from people and how different people learn, like from elementary school, and being able to communicate to people on how to defy gravity, pretty much. Like I can convince you to do a back handspring and convince you that you can do it or whatever. I honestly feel like I could teach anybody how to tumble. Anybody.
That's a good teacher.
Been very successful up to this point.
So you already said like the best part of it. What is the worst part of being an influencer for you? Specifically said for social media. Like, what about it is like, okay.
The worst part, I don't really think it's a bad part about social media. Maybe in other, like, from my perspective, I'm very optimistic. So I don't really let much get under my skin, because I feel like if I allow somebody to get under my skin, that's a personal problem. Because I shouldn't have buttons that can be pushed.
That's a word right there.
Because I want people to know that they can heal their bodies. Like if you hurt your shoulder in high school and that was 20 years ago, that should not be an excuse. You shouldn't be talking about, oh yeah, man, you know, I was playing football and I hurt my shoulder and it ain't been the same. We're supposed to get stronger, and you can heal yourself from it's so many different techniques, breathing, mental, like your mind can literally heal your body. Of course, like I said, I took physical therapy seriously. Doctors are amazing gift. They, you know, you find a amazing facility, listen to them, but also do your own research. And that's what I did. Like I did a lot of research. So there is no certification to be a gymnastics coach. You just have to have the experience in the field. So I have experience, and I feel I can stretch people. I know the body. I may not know every ligament in your body, but me knowing that this is the lateral collateral ligament and it's tied to this isn't going to make me a good coach.
That's right.
You can be book smart, but you might not know anything about teaching. So
that's two different things.
So yeah, but I don't think there are any. I don't know, what are the cons of me being an influencer or like just being on social media?
Being on social media, because that is a big. I don't know. She got like 100,000 plus followers or something like that.
Yeah.
And I be on her live sometimes, and they be saying some crazy stuff, and she just don't like. She just act like she don't see it, and I'm just like, I mean, what to say? Like, Idra, did you just see what he said?
I do. My block thumb is extremely strong. If I see anything negative, I just block it out, and I'm just like, oh. Y'all, oh, you're sad. Like, it's like I said, it plays on them. So if somebody has something negative, it's the difference between constructive criticism and talking down on someone and just offering up a negative opinion, because you may have grown up a certain way and you may have this baggage, or it's a personal problem. Like, I hear you and I can decide if I want to filter it or receive it and apply it to my life, or I can just block it out and say, okay.
Yeah. She's mastered that, because, you know, sometimes I'll be ready to fight. I'll be ready to fight.
All right, gangster.
How do you keep yourself in present time being so active on social media? How do you do that? Because some people can get so caught up in it, and they're like their whole life, because I mean essentially her life is kind of like not her personal life, but the way that she makes money, and a lot of those things are on social media. So how do you separate the two to keep a sane mind?
Well, I really don't spend a lot of time on social media, to be honest.
She posts a lot.
That's when I post is when I post.
Ah.
And it doesn't take me long to post either. I take a video, I edit it, I slap a song on. It's what's so crazy. People put a lot of thought into it, and I should get better. I should start being a little bit more intentional. I'm very intentional about the content that I post, but I'm just like, I like this. This is great. Edit, post. I'm like, psh, I like it. And if they don't like it, oh well. But I know it's information being put out in the video, so that's what it's gonna be. But I don't spend a lot of time on social media. I read a lot. I like to listen to music. I play my guitar. I act. So most of the time I'm reading scripts. Like, you about to help me with this audition when we finish this. So I spend time with my friends. And if I'm out with my friends, I'm not recording the whole time. I might get 1 or 2 videos, and then my phone is either dead because I don't charge my phone. That's how I separate it, though. I don't spend a lot of time on social media. I only follow people who are doing some of the same things that I do, like dance or gymnastics. I like dogs. I had to, I was just talking about this to Rooster yesterday. I was like, I had to lay off watching the dog videos because I love animals, y'all. I love animals. I like reptiles. Yeah. And I will sit and watch dog videos and cute stuff.
All day. That's me.
Ooh, I'll be like, oh gosh, 30 minutes. Let me get off my phone. And I'll sit it down and I'll go do something. But yeah, that's it. I just don't spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah. So do you have like a way of posting, like a schedule?
No, I post when I want to. Got it. I post when I feel like it. I try to post.
Like they got a whole.
They do. I need to be more like them. I do, but I really just be chilling, and I'll figure it out. Everything kind of falls into place. I just don't want to put too much stress on it. I want to stress. I don't want to stress anything, but I want to put more energy into doing the things that I love. Like if I say I want to speak another language, I'm on Duolingo every single day. I got a strong streak right now. I'm number 2. I'm coming for this girl named Lisa on Duolingo, but I want to put my energy into doing the things that I want to do that's going to make Egypt a better person. And because I have this, I want to speak another language. I want to stay fit. I want to eat better. I want to have fantastic relationships with my friends, my parents. I want to make sure I'm checking in on my aunts and my cousins and be supportive with my friends. I want to focus on that versus focusing on social media and doing things for other people. It's not serving me. I want to do things that's going to serve me in the future because I'm the one that's putting food on the table to feed myself. If something happens to me, I have to be mentally strong enough to get through it. Social media is not going to do that for me.
That part.
So,
last question.
Last one already? Where do you such a good time?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Woo! I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Period.
That's it. So serious.
No, really.
Yeah.
Because the way.
As far as acting, I really do. I really want to be like a leading lady in a action drama. So
okay,
that's my ultimate goal.
I can see that.
Right now, I'm doing a TV show. I have a lead role on a TV show that's on a new network called Demi TV. It's called Black Shiro, and I'll be living out part of my dream is because it's an action role and it's a drama. So
I'm excited for that.
It's the type of role that I want. So whenever I don't book, I don't get upset because whenever I do book roles, it's always involving what I want. So when I ask God, okay, he's gonna bless me with everything that I desire. So when I don't book stuff, even though it may be paying a lot, and I feel like, oh, well, this will put me on or something like that, and raise up opportunities. Not saying that it wouldn't, it probably would, but that's not what I'm asking God to do for me. So I have to be patient. I gotta wait and keep working and stay focused and have, strong faith, girl, real strong.
Real strong.
Real strong.
Thank you, Adria.
Thank you
for doing this with me. Yes, we are in season 4 of In Real Life. Thank y'all so much for just supporting me in this podcast. Didn't think I would get this far. I literally started this podcast back in May of quarantine and was like, let's just see what happens. But I'm excited for this season. Thank you again, Adria.
No problem.
And until next time, peace.